Hi, it's great once again to meet you on Satynmag.com. And we are continuing with our series on mentoring. We had the first one, which was all about developing small personal habits that are going to enrich your life, that are going to help you to do whatever that you're doing even better. So today, our take of 5 are some things that you could do as you plan for your day, for your career, for your business, whatever it is. Not many of us plan our future, at least the nearest foreseeable future. But in the process of mentoring, we always like to ask the question, how do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Some or many don't have an answer to this question. How do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Very clearly, not many have thought beyond maybe the next 6 months or 1 year. So we ask the question, if I were to ask the question, how do you see yourself in 5 years' time? You might want to take a little bit of time and ponder over it. But let me tell you, if you haven't got it figured out, in 5 years' time, you should not be where you are today. You should be 5 years ahead of where you are today. Now that depends. For some, it might be 5 years too far ahead or 5 years too less. But ideally, you should be much more successful in 5 years' time than where you are today. So let's break down these 5 years. Maybe we look at how you will be or where you will be in 3 years' time, so that it's more of a goal that you can achieve. So how do you see yourself in the long term? How do you see yourself in the short term? Number 1, it's important to set your goals based on how or what you want to be within the next 3 years or 4 years to 5 years. So that's your short to mid-term goal. And once this is something that you need to sit and do and sit and think about. Where do you want to be in 5 years' time? Number 1. Number 2, how can you do what you are doing even better? This is a question that we don't often ask ourselves because we get into a rut or we get into a situation where we just keep doing repetitive tasks. But it's very important to find the time to develop ourselves, to make our processes better, to learn better. You can always keep learning. You can always do whatever that it is that you're doing even better. If it is your business, how can you improve your skills? Or how can you improve your products or the customer service that you deliver? If it is in your career, how can you sharpen your skills, acquire new skills, update yourself? Updating is very important. If we don't update ourselves, if we don't find the time to update ourselves, it could be an impediment to us that will not allow us or enable us to be where we want to be. And number 3, how do you see yourself empowering others? If you are in a business, if you are an entrepreneur, how are you empowering your employees? Are you helping them to shape their careers, their expectations? And if you are in a career, how is it empowering others? Now, this does not always have to be only those that you work with. It could be your family. It could be someone who looks to you for guidance. But it is important that even as we are being mentored, that we mentor someone else. And number 4 is, what are you giving back? It's very important to think of what we can give back, not only what we can take. Very often we are too busy taking to think of what we are giving back. But it's really important in life to know what you are giving back. It could be little things, but are you giving something back? It could be to society, it could be to somebody in need, it could be to your family. And number 5 is, don't forget your priorities. Too many of us forget our priorities. when the push comes to a pull, what are your priorities? If it comes to a point where you find that you have to work over spending time with your kids or with your family, you need to understand what your priorities are. So in life, we don't often get the same chances. Kids grow up, time fades, we get older. Don't keep putting it off. Find the time to prioritize. Very important. So that's my take of 5, and we'll see you soon to tell you once again about how and in which ways you could do whatever that you are doing even better.